Hello and welcome all to Simply Mindful Math Circle. I'm Tanushree Nair. Our bi-monthly free Simply Mindful Circle events are open for all and is a gentle, non-judgmental space to pause and reset your energy and reconnect with yourself through guided practices, reflection, and conscious sharing. Each of this circle is designed to help you feeling more calmer, more clearer, and lighter, and without needing to fix or force anything at your end. I see a couple of them are from the community and some who are not in the community. I'll be sharing the link in the chat if you are interested to join the community. But first, today, towards our session. Today's session is slightly different. We are bringing in a very important dimension of energy. As most of you know, I work in the space of energy management. We usually think time, money, resources are the productivity factors. But what we usually miss out is the underlying foundation that is our inner energy. And our inner energy is not just physical energy, but it is also mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. And when we work from that space, our physical bodies are the first line of contact, the first touch point. And hence, energy at the physical level is the first thing that we can start building. So, today's important dimension of energy that we are working on is nutrition, especially as our body needs evolve after 40 plus. And we have today an expert guest speaker joining us who has graciously taken out time from a busy schedule to share what she passionately works for. Clean label, plant-based, healthy food as it should be. So we have Kirti Yadav, a certified holistic nutritionist and founder of Cooklyn, which made to the top 50 women-led ventures at IM Bangalore and also won a government grant. She works closely with individuals to help them understand what their body needs not through trends, not fads, but practical, sustainable nourishment, clean plant-based food. And Kirti's mission is to promote clean eating inspired by the richness of Indian kitchen. This is not about strict diets. It's not about beginning on a new trend. It is about understanding your body better. I would like to invite Kirti to start her session. She is going to share a lot of golden nuggets. I hope everyone has your pen and paper, and you can note down whatever Keith is sharing today. And we'll do a small reflective practice after Keith's talk based on what Keith is shared to the session today. So over to you, Kirti. Welcome to Simply Mindful.
Thank you, Tanushri. Hi, everyone. My name is Kirti, and I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and also a menopause coach. So today I would be talking about the same. And yeah, can you see the screen as well?
Yes, now we can see.
Okay, cool. All right. So while I talk about different things,
You're not on video, Kirti.
okay,
Just check.
yeah. Can you guys see me now?
Yes.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Kirti, and I'm a certified holistic nutritionist as well as certified menopause coach. And I run this program called Bloom Gracefully for a simple reason because we as a women are being told a lot of things about our own health that creates a lot of fear in us. And that's why instead of calling it as a menopause course, which is going to create a fear in us, I thought to name it as Bloom Gracefully. Because, after people attain menopause, which starts actually the perimenopause phase starts from the age of 38, you are actually blooming into a new season of your life. And that's what I want to talk about. So, how it all started with me, it's a very organic journey which has started. It started way back in 2014 when my daughter was born. And that's when nutrition became an important and integral part of my life. Before that, I was a corporate trainer. Basically, I was training manager at AIG, had a corporate career, but I left all of that because nutrition just became so important. After turning, then I got to know something about plant-based lifestyle, which a lot of us do not understand. So I would touch base on that as well. And after that, what happened? I started losing weight moment I turned plant-based. It sounds very advertorial kind of thing, like, advertisement kind of thing, but actually it was happening to me in real life, where I was losing 1 kg of weight every week and I lost straight 8 kg of weight when I turned plant-based. And that's what motivated me from a computer science engineer to understand what nutrition is all about and how my body is transforming. And when that happened, it gave me a lot of excitement. And that's when I started doing all my courses, started gaining knowledge. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. And then I started a venture which is called as cookclean.com. We are again into plant-based healthy sweets and snacks, which we supply across India. We have been incubated in IIM Bangalore and IIMR and have received the grant also. So now that's a little bit story about me. And, now I would talk, first of all, very basic about when, there are stages in our life. The biggest one are we hit the puberty. Second one is our pregnancy. And the third most important one is menopause. So I'm sure all of you are in 38, in late 30s. If you are experiencing certain things, which is like maybe irregular periods, maybe you are not able to sleep, maybe your mood swings are, happening quite frequently. Some of you might be experiencing hot flashes. That means you have already entered into your perimenopause stage. So now, okay. So I would request all of you to turn on your camera. It's like Tanushri said that it's a safe space. If you turn on, it becomes easy for me to interact and talk. All right, I can.
Request everyone to actually start the cameras because this is an all women session
Yeah.
and we would like to interact and talk and see the people who are joined in today in the session. And I think one of the main important things is we exchange energies when we are in sessions like this. And
Yeah.
it's best to see whose energy is coming to us and whom we are talking to. So please
Cool.
come on
Cool. I
video.
can see Sujata, Divya, Tina. Hi. Hi, everyone. All right. Yeah. So that's what. Now, if all of you just give me a yes or no, that, are you 35 plus or below that? Like, yes, if you're 35 plus.
It's
Yes.
coming, yes.
Okay. Okay. I see yes from two people. Good. So that means, there are 50 plus. Okay. Yes, okay, cool. So I think this whole community, all of us have already crossed the age of 35. In India, the age of perimenopause, which is an average, is starts around 38, and menopause to most of the women would hit somewhere around age of 47. Now that's a full decade of you not fighting with your hormones, because that's a wrong word to say, but trying to understand your hormones. Because what happens is when you are in this phase of life, unfortunately, most of us do not know what is happening in our body. How many of you have really got to know about menopause from your mothers? Give me a yes or no. Have your parents, like especially your mother, has talked about menopause to you? Do you know, what age she got her menopause? So we all can say really, the answer is no. Now, why this answer is no is because as a society, as a culture, we have been taught not to talk about it, right? We don't talk about periods in open. We don't talk about it's a taboo. We don't talk about hormonal health. We don't talk about mental health so much. And we also don't talk about menopause. Trust me, till the age of, I think, 32, 35, even I was not aware of this word, that what exactly it is. I completely agree, Sujata. She didn't have that knowledge. Even if, see, every woman has gone through this phase. It's very natural and everyone is going through that. But we don't pass it on to our daughters. Why we don't pass it on to our daughters? Because we don't want to talk about it. When we got our first period to when we are hitting our menopause, there's not much discussed because we don't talk about it because it's a taboo in the society. And that's why menopause is also not being talked about much. Now, what is happening is this confusion has created a lot of industries, which is trying to, play with the mindset and the mind of women. And When we enter this phase around 38, 37, we get scared, we get worried, and we don't know what is happening to us. And then we start running around trying to find the answer. And then we are, most of the time scared. So that is the reason that when I started this program, my idea was to first of all remove that fear. The first most important thing is it is part of our life, it's phase of our life. And just like how puberty was, there was one phase that we entered in. This is also part of our life, when our periods or menstrual cycles will stop. Now when this transition happens, there is our body. So that's the reason I called it as bloom gracefully instead of creating a fear. Because when we start talking in a positive way, we take these things in a much more positive way rather than getting worried about it. So now this is how I have written. I have started writing blogs on this. And how this all happened was when I started studying about it, my daughter was again very curious, what am I doing? And what are you doing and how is it happening? What are you reading? So she was very curious to know. Then I thought that if the kid of 11-year-old is curious to know, and even the women are curious to know, I should put everything together in a blog and also write it in a beautiful story. And that's how I have made our body as a garden, and which we have, tended and over 40 years. And that's how the whole blog is happening, right? So let's assume, not assume, our bodies are beautiful garden. Now there's a transition which is going to happen. So we have to embrace that transition, and we have to move forward with grace, with positivity, and with calmness. There's nothing to be scared of. That's the first baseline that I want to put. Because moment you get scared, there are a lot of brands which are going to sell you a lot of products, and they play on your fear. So my aim is to reduce that fear. It's a part of life and we need to appreciate that. So now let's compare our ovaries to those busy flower factories, right? They have been generating eggs month on month. The hormones are generated. And I'm trying to explain everything by giving an example so that you remember. Because yes, I can put a lot of jargons like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, and then estrogen are three types of that. Whether you know the name or you don't know the name, they are in your body. Okay. So now what is important for us is to accept them. And till now, we were unaware of that. Now we will be aware of them, but we will not be scared of them. So one important hormone in our body is estrogen. Another important one is progesterone. Now let's name them as bloom maker. Now estrogen is the one which is causing, puberty and pregnancy and your menstrual cycle, and progesterone is a protector. Moment this estrogen starts creating a panic every monthly cycle ke pehle, that panic that happens, this progesterone comes and calms you down. So it's like a protector, it's like a calming agent. Okay, now we will remember these two as our friends without getting fear of them. Okay, cool. So now what is perimenopause? Let me explain this term in the most simplest way which you will remember. Of course there is so much out there to talk about and so many jargons, but what would remain with us is important. So I'm trying to only give you those nuggets which will remain with you when you will go through this phase. If next time you get hot flashes and you remember this presentation, that means I've done my job. All right. So now what happens in perimenopause? Please remember the age. India may, the age starts from 35, 38, and menopause, most of the women hit by 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, depends. The menopause age of a woman is more or less exactly the age of her mother. So ask your mom and you would be somewhere there. Okay, yeah, few changes, health and all that would make a difference, but that is it. Now compared to west, our age comes before, which is unfortunate. Why? Because of the nutrition, because of the way we have been treating our bodies, because we definitely not eat properly. And the previous generation has definitely not eaten properly, because we believed give all food to our kids and don't take care of yourself, give food to the husband and everyone. So these were our society norms. That's why I think that shift is there. Hopefully when we would also become aware, it would shift. But as of now, data says this. Perimenopause, you will have irregular periods, which means the cycle would change, sometimes heavy, sometimes scanty. Sometimes it would not happen. But if it is not happening and you miss out for a month, that doesn't mean you are at menopause. Hot flashes. What is hot flash? You will start feeling as if somebody is burning a furnace in your body. You might sweat, you might get palpitation, and all this would happen. You can wake up easily at 3 a.m. for no reason. You have eaten your food properly, you slept on time, you did that meditation, you also did, that all the night routine, but all of a sudden you can get up at 3 o'clock. and it can happen. It is already happening to me. So last year when it was happening, I used to panic. I used to think that, hey, because my business is not running, this is why happening. Because I have something to say with someone and it's crawling in my mind, that's why it's happening. No, it was happening because my hormones were fluctuating. So now what I do, that I'll tell you afterwards. Practically what I do, I'll explain. And mood swings, and you will feel I'm not myself. All this while you were ambitious, determined, doing 100 things, you were people pleasing, you want everyone to be happy around. Right now, you will feel I'm not myself. Just leave me alone. I want to do my stuff. If somebody irritates you, I think you can blast also. It has nothing to do with your brain. It is your hormones. It's not your head. It's your hormones that are playing the role. And you have absolutely no control on them. Okay. So awareness is the most important thing. And you will start developing belly fat for a simple reason. Your estrogen is coming down now. Slowly, it will not leave you. Estrogen doesn't go completely blank from your body, but it comes down. You can see from 400 pgml, which is the unit to explain estrogen, it comes down to 20 pgml when you hit perimenopause. Sorry, when you hit menopause. So it is slowly coming down. Okay. Now, belly fat is increasing because estrogen is coming down. Your metabolism is being hit, and everything gets stored. That's why you will see, there's a tire forming if you don't take care of yourself. Okay, now, so what is menopause now? Consecutive for 12 months, if you do not get your periods, that is when you would have hit menopause. Then you have hit menopause, and then you are in post-menopause. After that, you are in post-menopausal phase. Now, the most important thing is, while all this is happening, and it will happen to all of us, what is important is how much are we focusing on clean food? How much are we moving? How much properly are we sleeping? And the reason I have put community is because when you have a community like this, at least we are aware and we are not alone. Because if you wake up at 3 a.m. at night and you get scared, somebody else is also going through, then you can, just say yourself that it's okay, it's a part of life. So this is what is now let me just go to the second slide. So this I hope that all of you are clear with this, that what exactly is, you know, uh, perimenopause and menopause. Now, like I said, perimenopause, you don't feel like myself, or you don't feel like yourself. While period, sometimes too much, sometimes less, sometimes it's not happening. Yeah. So now what is happening is, when your estrogen and progesterone and few more hormones are working in balance, then you have strong bones, you have glowing skin, and you have a glow on your face, and you get deep sleep. Moment they start imbalancing, you will have your mood swings or mood storms, and energy will crash. One point of time, all of a sudden, you will feel I have enough energy to do the household work. Another, within an half an hour, you will feel I can't do anything. I don't know what is happening to you. Something is wrong with me. And you might rush to the doctor and you would want to get it tested. And then there are high chances that, which is unfortunate, even in medical industry, is that the only solution that we are giving to balance hormones during this phase is HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. And most of the time, during hormone replacement therapy, antidepressants are given. So now let's understand what is the difference between hormonal lows or the changes that you're feeling versus clinical depression. Sometimes you feel that, oh, I feel so depressed today. That's hormone. You're not depressed. You're not clinically depressed. Okay. So if it is happening in a cyclical cycle, right? Like before periods, or every time there's a pattern, that is hormonal imbalance or hormonal low. But in a clinical depression, it's a constant thing. Okay. There's no cycle link. And you will see those flashes and sleep issues, and all this will come together. These are the symptoms of hormonal low and not depression. Now, when somebody is when somebody is declared as clinically depressed, or you have clinical depression, then you would be treated by medicines and therapies. But when you are hormonal, when the hormones are imbalanced, nutrition can play a major role, and it can help you to fix all of this. Along with nutrition, which is your food, your movement, your sleep, your emotions, they also play a lot of role. Over a period of time, I have tried to understand my body a lot more compared to what it was at the age of 32. So I will definitely share, this is what I do, and if it makes sense to you, you can also do the same. Now, I was talking about hormones, okay? So I was first talking about estrogen. Let's understand. See, all of them work in a symphony. All of them work together. One of them just goes haywire, everything starts changing. That's why we need to take care of all of them, which includes your food and other aspects. So I was talking first of all about estrogen. I call it as bloom hormone, right? Now there are three types of estrogen: E1, E2, E3. You really don't have to remember the name, but these are the one who are driving your cycles, your fertility, your mood, your skin, and your bones. That is why you would have seen people, not people, women after 40s, the fracture or the osteoporosis chances increase because of lack of estrogen, which is already down. Your bones become brittle, and so you are not able to handle a fall, and that's why we get fractures immediately, especially after menopause. Okay, now progesterone. This is a calming and sleeping hormone, or also we can call it as brain tranquilizer. It slowly, now this GABA is basically a neurotransmitter which just sends messages at night that it's time to sleep. That's why the rhythm has to be followed, which unfortunately, because of so many distractions in our day-to-day life, we are not following the circadian rhythm. Okay, so now this hormone, estrogen and progesterone, both of them work together. They balance in such a beautiful way that if there is a rise, this progesterone comes and calms down. That's how both of them are working together. Now, testosterone. Most of us think that is a male hormone, but females also have this hormone. Now, this is one hormone which is, of course, produced in our ovaries and adrenal glands. And what happens? It supports your sex drive, energy, muscles, and motivation. This also starts coming down when you hit menopause. Now, there's a beautiful difference, and that is how, even though both male and female have this hormone, but how it defines a male as a male and female as a female. Testosterone is high in males. That's why you see all the male features. Whereas if it becomes too much in a woman, you would say there's aggression, there's temper, and there is this acne coming out and body hair. If it is too low, that's when we feel too tired. Now, there is a beautiful hormone called as DHEA. There's a full form of it, which even I find it so many times I have tried to remember, but it's like dihydroepi androsterone. Yeah, that's the big name. Now, this hormone is actually, is called as zeal for life. What is this hormone doing? In early years, like our youth, we are enthusiastic. We have zeal to do everything. As you age, this hormone starts dropping, and that's why we think there's no purpose of life, or what am I enthusiastic? So we need to safeguard this hormone because we want to live life happily even till the last stage. Thyroid, I'm sure most of you are aware. Here is what I want to tell you. There are two types of hormone, T4 and T3, and there is a conversion which happens, and that's why you are basically, you have this, your metabolism, your body temperature, your energy, everything is controlled by thyroid, and it's here. The gland is here. So we need to safeguard this. Now, all these hormones that you see here are basically very, very important part of our body. Now, this one is pregnenolone. I find it too difficult to pronounce all of these, so please, sorry for that. But the beauty of this hormone is memory hormone. How will you remember your friend's name? Now, what happens? Now, when we are entering this phase, most of the time, what happens? You enter a room and you forget why did you enter? What was the name of this person? All this is happening because your hormones are fluctuating inside you at a very high speed. And then oxytocin. We all know about this hormone. This is more to do with love and bond. And this is what is released in abundance when a child is born, when the mother starts cuddling, and generally, when you cuddle and all. So these all hormones play good role in our life. Now, any questions to that? And then I will just talk about how we can, use these, how we can keep these hormones safe. Now, not everything is under our control, but with food, what all we can do.
So, Kirti, there is a question. How long does perimenopause phase last for?
There is no specific answer for in general, but it is around 10 years. Can go to up to 12 years as well. So, for example, if I enter, like I said, 38 is the age which is as an average given in India. So, suppose you start by 37, 38. Now, when will it stop and when your periods will be stopping for 12 consecutive months? That whole phase is your perimenopause phase. Okay, so suppose 12 months now, if you are into that phase where you're not getting periods consecutively for 12 months, then you have entered menopause. So there's no specific answer for anyone. This is an average that is being given.
Okay. Tina also has a couple of questions. Tina, you would like to unmute, or do you want
Yeah,
to wait till
yeah,
she?
I will ask. It was too much to write. I'm in my
No worries.
packaging room, so just leave the background. So, see, Kirti, I had a couple of questions. Probably I'm confused. The first thing is, as you mentioned about 1 month if you're not getting periods, right? And you are getting periods otherwise regularly. Generally, as women, we think, okay, let's just check if you're pregnant again.
Yeah.
So, how do we differentiate between this perimenopause
Yeah.
and the pregnancy? Because that's really a signal. Okay, what next?
Okay.
That's the first thing. And
Okay.
the second one is, generally it is said that the woman's brain is like Maggie. It's everywhere. So sometimes after a certain time, you forget. Sometimes you leave phone in the fridge also, right? But I believe that I know ki it's because you are doing so many things together that probably you forget the name or you forget, Acha, why did I come to kitchen or what happened? So you are saying it's because of the
Yeah.
hormone and not because your brain is all over,
No.
after being a mom.
No. So it's your hormone. Even after pregnancy, what we call it as natal depression is nothing but your hormones
Huh.
playing on
Hmm.
you, right? So your hormones are playing in such a way that, and honestly, you don't have control on it. All is important is awareness that okay, this happens to a woman, so I am going through it. And trust me, more than a woman, I think men should, we made this session as men, women only session, but I really want to give talks to men because imagine in a boardroom where a woman is of 40 plus and she is going through hot flashes, but the so-called board director, chairperson sitting there, they have absolutely no idea what is happening to that woman. So there is no empathy, and this woman is trying to hide, right? So this is the problem. Men should know more about it. That these are hormones. It's not that her brain is fuzzy and she doesn't know anything. That is where your confidence starts. You start losing your confidence because people start labeling you that अरे ये तो सब भूल जाती है अरे इसको तो कुछ याद नहीं रहता है and she is always cranky, she's always shouting, she's always out of her mind. These are the tags which are unfortunately given to us by the society without they also knowing that we are going through all of this.
So
So
you are saying the brain fog is directly related
yeah, it
to
is.
the
It
to the
is.
hormone.
In fact, there is like now a lot of research going on, and I'm just trying to read more about it. That the menopause brain. After you get menopause, what happens to your brain? It's so directly related. Till now, till last 20 years, tak, we used to think that our hormones are not playing any role with the brain, but now it has been established that hormones have a major impact on our brain, and also our brain is producing hormones which we call it as neurosteroids. Okay, so even the brain is producing all that. So now a lot is going on. So please, first of all, if you forget fridge mein that your phone, it's absolutely fine. You can blame it to the hormones and happily take out the fridge and I mean take out the mobile and be happy about it. And yeah, we will go through all of that.
And how do you differentiate between you not being pregnant and the perimenopause? Just clarify that also.
Okay, so you see, first of all, we have all these tests, right? The pregnancy test.
Hmm,
Now,
yeah.
you are already, if you're 35, 38 plus, that's the average age that I'm saying, the symptoms will be different for everyone. Some of us would wake up at night, some of us would experience hot flashes, some of us would see the mood swings. All this is happening. Okay. Now, menopause. So you are in perimenopause. Now, menopause we would say the menopause is happening, or now this is menopause if for consecutive 12 months you do not get your periods. Now, that would not happen if you're pregnant, right? When you're pregnant, you will come to know by the test. But if you're not, so I would say if you're not getting your periods and you're not pregnant, that means you are hitting
Hmm,
menopause after 12 months. बीच में
hmm,
फिर से होता है, in between if it is happening again, so you are still in the perimenopause. When for 12 consecutive months you do not get your periods and you're not pregnant, that means you have hit your menopause.
hmm. Okay, so first we do the pregnancy test. Thank you so
You
much. You
do the
really worried
pregnancy
me.
test, you
I'm a
do the
very young
pregnancy.
mother.
No, no, this is not,
Okay.
dumb question and all that. The reason is nobody talked about it. Nobody is aware, and we don't talk about it so openly. Still, I see nobody is, really talking about it in corporates. Why are people not talking about it? Why? Because that's not important for them. Whereas a woman who is, sitting in a boardroom, now somebody at the age of 40, 45 only would be at a senior position. She herself would not know what is going with her because we don't consider nutrition as really a important part of our life because we are so busy with our career and building the business and doing hundreds of other things. That's where we need to appreciate our body as well. Okay, so what is
Uh,
very
Kirti, just a quick time check.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
7:45.
Okay, now this is the last slide that I'm going to talk about. First of all, last when I took the last session, I told how do you take care of yourself? Tuck, 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 10 points. Then I realized somebody asked me, what should I do for estrogen? What should I do for thyroid? So trust me, this is a very, it's a very Instagrammy thing that, I will go and speak on Instagram. Eat these 5 things to cure your estrogen. But the fact is, if you're eating those 5 things for your estrogen, and I will make reels like that, okay? So I will definitely make reels like that just to get more views. But the fact is, as a nutritionist, there are basic practices that you have to do to eat healthy. And then when you start including all of this, it's never that, okay, if I'm eating 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, then my estrogen is at a proper level. That flaxseed is doing 100 other things as well. So what is important is we need to start including in our diet. For example, flaxseed can actually reduce your blood pressure. Flaxseed is rich in fiber, so it will help in your gut health. Of course, flaxseed is now also helping you in your seed cycle, what we call nowadays, it's trending on Instagram, on your estrogen. So what I'm trying to say here is that flaxseed and tofu and sesame and chickpeas, all these things, please start including in your diet rather than like how we say, no, drink your milk for calcium. No, let's not do that, because if you start doing that, then you are just teaching your brain that, okay, milk is only important for calcium and not for other things, and then we forget a lot of other things. We have to see food as food and not as an ingredient or not as a macronutrient which is present in that. So eat your flaxseed, grind it, put it in your fridge, sprinkle it on your salad. Eat your soy in form of tofu, tempeh, edamame. And there is lot of controversy on soy. Okay, most of us think that soy is bad, because I don't know how it came with respect to thyroid, that if you start eating soy, your thyroid hormones T3 and T4 will start fluctuating and you will get thyroid. Whereas now, and thanks to nutrition science researchers which keep changing every 20 years, so even nutritionists like us also get confused. So soy has something called as phytophenols or phytoestrogen, which actually are mimicking like our body estrogen. And that's why it supports you instead of causing harm. Now, if you eat, edamame is nothing but that soy ki fresh seeds that you get, right? You eat that, tofu and tempeh, all these are less processed. They are processed, tempeh and tofu, but then still compared to that, I think the major problem happened because soy was one of the major food in US, and then to produce it more, it became GMO. So it was modified. And that is what created all the problems. And then there were, reports which started saying that soy is bad. Imagine if soy was really bad, all Southeast Asian countries who are so heavy on soy and soy milk and soya food and all those things, what would have happened to them? So most of the reports come from the West, and most of them are being funded by the companies and the country and the industries which want to promote their product and want to say another product is bad. So please use your knowledge and then take decision, experience in your body, and then you shunt one food. Trust me, no food is bad if eaten in moderation, which also includes if you are eating bhatura maybe once a year, that's okay. But if you're constantly eating it, then you are causing a problem. Again, if you're only eating one food, for example, I'm only eating one type of fruit throughout the year, then you're getting only one type of nutrition. That's why balance is the key. You need to include a lot of food, which fruits and vegetables. Now that's how I have written, if you can see on the slide, that for each a hormone, this is good. But eventually, if you see, what am I trying to say? Green, dark, leafy vegetables. Now, these are good for your hormones, progesterone in particular, but they're also good for fiber. They're also good for all vitamin and mineral. Chickpeas, here I have written for progesterone, but the fact is chickpeas is also rich in protein. Your bananas, your sunflower seeds and oats, all these are regular things that we need to include in our food rather than thinking I'm eating chickpeas today for protein and tomorrow for progesterone. Please don't do that, because if you do like that, you will make your life hell. So what is important is, are we eating chickpeas at least twice in a week? And then twice in a week, one day chickpeas, one day rajma, one day kala chana, one day moat bean, one day, some kind of dal, one day tofu, one day tempeh, and all nuts and seeds, a handful of them throughout the, like every single day. And what else? One day for the taste, avocado, one day for the taste, few berries, lots of green leafy vegetables. Everything would be taken care of. What am I trying to tell you here? Mother Nature has already sorted things for you. We are trying to become more and more intelligent, and then we start seeing one food with one thing, right? Now, anti-inflammatory, I see that name also written. Now, everybody is just crazy about anti-inflammatory diet from the time Vidya Balan has done anti-inflammatory diet and she lost weight. What is anti-inflammatory diet? Inflammation means some swelling on your hand. Okay. Now, when the same kind of swelling or the stress is inside your body, then we call a chronic inflammation. I'm just trying to explain in a very simple line. That's chronic inflammation. Now, how do you reduce that? By eating anti-inflammatory food. What is anti-inflammatory food? All your fruits and vegetables are alkaline, means they are not acidic, means they are anti-inflammatory. फ्रूट और वेजिटेबल खाओ अच्छे से, ग्रेन्स थोड़ा कम करो, ग्रेन्स खानी है तो मिलेट्स ज्यादा खा लो, दे आर एल्कलाइन इन नेचर, आपको वही that itself is anti-inflammatory diet. Now, if you want me to make it a little more difficult, then I will give you specifics, eat only this. Whereas the fact is, you need to eat a lot of them. Now, here is the thing where a nutritionist comes in. I come in because you don't do it. I have taught you everything. If you take back this and start doing it, you would be able to solve all your problems. But the fact is, most of us do not do it on a regular basis. Why? Because we don't know how to make interesting recipes. We don't know how to include it. We don't know how to make it a habit. And that's where I come in. I help people to change their habits for good. Most of you will think, oh, I know all of this. I know all the information. It's there on ChatGPT. Why do I need a nutritionist? You need a nutritionist because she or he will sit on your head and make sure that you do it. Just like how a mentor, does when you're running a business. So that's what we as a nutritionist help you to change your lifestyle forcefully. Even though all of you know about flaxseed, raise your hand. How many of you actually are eating flaxseed at least 2 to 3 times in a week? सच सच बताना, सबको पता है कि फ्लैक्सीड खाना चाहिए, कोई नहीं करता है.
I doubt. In fact, my mother used to make the powder and keep, and in spite
Yeah.
of that, I still not.
That's the thing. Now, what is the easiest way to eat flaxseed? भाई पाउडर बना के रख लिया है, रोज जब आटा मारे आप या फिर जब आप आटे को when you're kneading the dough, just put 3-4 chammach. Just 2 chammach is more than enough. Okay, for your one roti. That is the thing, that 1 or 2 tablespoon you can have it, or you just just sprinkle it on your salad. It's the laziness that we don't do all these things. Brought one powder and had alternated days jab tak tha. Abhi stock is over. Ruchi, your stock is over. When is the stock coming next is the question. So that is the thing. We know chia seed. How many of you, we all know chia seed, huh? Chia seed is good in omega-3. How many of you drink chia seed water or just sprinkle chia seed? Nobody.
Now
Forget
that you
it.
said, I have to open the packet now.
Yeah, see, no, forget everything else. All this is flaxseed, chia seed, all these things are just now creating a buzz. How many of you really eat green leafy vegetable on a regular basis every single day? Then good, Tanushri is doing that. Who else? Most of us don't do. Why we don't do? We don't have time to, pluck them and do that process because it's tedious. So these are the things that we need to question ourselves. That's where I come in. Now, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
On lighter note, Kirti, we are blaming the laziness on hormones.
Yeah.
कीर्ति
Yeah.
बढ़िया नॉलेज दिया यार, थैंक यू.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
एंड तनु अच्छा सेशन किया, थैंक यू.
Thank you so much. So there is a question Vijay is asking, if periods are occurring in 20 days cycle, then is it a problem? And Kalyani is also asking if bleeding restarts after 12 months of no periods after menopause is considered normal or abnormal.
No, that's little abnormal. You need to go and check with the doctor. Okay? Because एक बार हो गया तो it should not come back. 12-month at a consecutive agar hai. So if it is happening again, then it is abnormal. You need to get it tested and checked. There can be something not correct in the body, so it should be checked. And then what is the question? If periods are occurring in 24 days cycle, then it's a 24 days, 26, 24 say, nahin, actually 28, 30, 34. इतने दिन में होता है तो नॉर्मल है. 3 दिन होता है, 5 दिन होता है, ठीक है, चलेगा, ठीक है. सो बट 20 दिन में हो रहा है, देन यू रियली नीड टू गो एंड चेक, क्योंकि दिस इज द साइकिल. हाउ ब्यूटिफुली मदर नेचर हैज अलाइंड इट विद द मून, right? That's why our Hindu calendar is aligned with moon and not with sun, but we have forgotten the wisdom. How the waning and waxing of the moon is happening, similarly our cycles are happening. It's a rhythm. Like you see, there is a rhythm in universe and nature everywhere, and the same rhythm is in our body also. We keep eating contraceptive pills and do HRT and do random. I will just put one last question to all of you. This HRT and contraceptive pills, they came in 1960s and they became very popular and everybody started experimenting. What was happening? And we started treating menopause as a disease and we thought that, something is happening, we should pop up these pills. What was happening before 1900? How were our great grannies managed their menopause? They would have also gone through that, right? All women have gone through. So we should question these things. Nowadays, there's a lot of discussion on protein, which I'm trying to understand, like how much protein do you really need? So these are the 2 questions that you should really ask yourself, that how women were managing menopause and puberty and their periods and everything around it before in 18th century. Just do a chat GPT. You will have beautiful answers. In fact, 2 days back, I was just reading who crafted this, that we should drink 8 glasses of water. Then I got the answer. US government promoted this tagline. So a lot of things are promotional also. That's why when people ask me how much water should I drink, okay, 8 glass if you drink, it's good enough. But you should also ask your body. If you are living in a place where it is too hot, 8 glass is not enough. You need to have much more. But if you are living in a place like Ooty and all those, which is always cold, maybe you don't have to gulp that much. So 7 glasses be sahi honge. So these are the questions we should definitely ask and use ChatGPT to find our answers for. Okay. Any more
There
questions?
is one more. There is one more question. Gautami is asking that she has read somewhere that chia seeds cause constipation. If it is true, how much of chia seeds can be safely consumed?
No, chia seed will not cause constipation. In fact, chia seed will help you in your constipation because if you put chia seed in water, it forms a gel-like structure. Now, this gel-like structure, when it enters your body, it goes into your it goes into your body. It starts cleaning the all the kachra in your intestine. So it doesn't cause constipation. Constipation हमें किसी और चीज से हो रहा होगा. In fact, बहुत लोगों को constipation stress की वजह से भी हो जाता है. तो find out, what is causing you constipation, and these things that we have read somewhere, trust me, I can show you 10 articles which says wine is good for health and 10 articles which says wine is bad for health. So I would suggest that थोड़ा सा अपने ऊपर एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखिए, आपको खुद आंसर मिल जाएंगे. चिया सीड का वाटर में स्मेल आता है, नहीं रुचि? कैसे? How do you get that? Are you eating अगर
नहीं, हम तो पूछ रहे हैं, हम बता नहीं रहे भाई,
नहीं,
हम पूछ रहे हैं.
अच्छा नहीं, कोई स्मेल नहीं आता है. चिया सीड हैज एब्सोल्युटली नो फ्रेग्रेंस, नो स्मेल. व्हाट आई डू इज, अगेन, आई डोंट डू एवरीथिंग फॉर द सेक ऑफ डूइंग इट. फ्यू डेज आई एंड माय डॉटर वुड वी वांट टू लिव दैट फैंसी लाइफ. ओके, लेट्स ड्रिंक चिया सीड वाटर. तो हम 15-20 दिन ऐसा नाटक करते हैं कि हम चिया सीड वाटर पी रहे हैं. उसके बाद हम ब्लू पी टी पे आ जाते हैं. देन वी स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट. देन वी डू समथिंग एल्स. So we enjoy every aspect of food and appreciate with few basics always there. For example, salad होगा ही होगा. अगर रोटी बना रहे हैं तो उसमें greens डलेंगे ही डलेंगे. Then we are eating good because I'm a plant-based. Tofu and all this is always in the house, and that's how we are living the life. So chia seed में बिल्कुल स्मेल नहीं आता है. आज जाइए, 1 चम्मच डालिए, it will form a gel-like structure, and फिर आप उसको पानी में डाल के पी लीजिए. Now it is exact 8. Any more questions? लाइफ में फर्स्ट टाइम मैं प्रॉपर सेशन जो है टाइम पे खत्म कर रही हूँ, वरना आई एम लाइक ऑलवेज ओवर शूटिंग.
Thank you, this
I
was
think,
good.
Thank you,
yeah.
Ruchi.
No more questions as
Thank
of
you so
now.
much.
But before we close the session, before we rush out or try to remember everything, let's just take a quick pause. Kirti, you can close the presentation.
Yeah, I have done that.
Okay. We'll just take a moment quickly, and I assure you we'll not make it a long thing. Because real change doesn't come from more information, it just comes from one aligned shift. So, what I was suggesting everyone to do is take a quick 2 seconds, 10 seconds to summarize what Kirti shared. Kirti shared a lot of golden nuggets today in the session, and she's very generous in giving out all information. But what did you hear today that felt personally relevant to you? Just take a moment to just write a line or two for yourself if you have a pen and paper with you. What did I hear today that felt personally relevant to me? Where do I know I have been ignoring my body's needs? Don't have any judgment. It's just an identification and awareness. Where do I know I have been ignoring my body's needs? And the third thing is one small change I'm willing to try this week. A quick reflection. What did I hear today that I felt personally relevant to me? Where do I know I have been ignoring my body's needs without any judgment? And one small change I'm willing to try this week. Remember that uh, small consistent shifts is what brings in bigger changes, and we don't want temporary changes, we want bigger changes which stay with us, which are sustainable. So today wasn't about fixing your diet, it was about understanding your body a little better and responding with awareness instead of urgency. So take one small shift with you, and that's enough. You can also check out Kirti's healthy snacks and guilt-free sweets at her website www.cookclean. Cookclean is KUKCLEAN.com, and she's also open for consulting. And those who are not part of Simply Mindful, if you would like to be part of Simply Mindful community, we are having this bi-monthly sessions every 2 months. So the next session is going to happen May. It will happen in May. And if you're interested to know what happens inside the Simply Mindful small community, you can join us. I have put up the link in the chat, and you're welcome to join us. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I think there was one question somebody said, um, if you can give any plant-based dishes. I think we can send. I'll be sending a mail to everyone about the session. So I think I'll collect some ideas from Kirti and share it in the mail to everyone. Does
Yeah.
that work for
There's a
everyone?
lot of recipes, Tanu, that I have shared on Instagram. So, there's like
Wonderful.
constant recipes which are on Instagram. So, yes, you can connect with me on there on
So
Instagram.
I'll share her Instagram link on the mail, so that helps everyone to connect with Kirti directly too. So thank you so much for being here, Kirti, and it is
Thank
wonderful
you.
to have almost we had 17 attendees at the time, and we are looking forward for yet another May session, which is also I'm trying to connect it with perimenopause, but if there is a possibility, I'll be adding some more topics in that. But looking forward to meeting you all back in May, and have a good night, good evening. Oh, it's already night. Good night and have a good dinner and enjoy your time with your family. Thank you so much.